What is drivers? Drivers are small software programs that help the operating system use or drive the device. Whenever a device does not work properly, ask if the proper driver has been installed. In many cases, if Windows recognizes the device, drivers will be installed automatically. In some cases, generic drivers are installed so that the devices will work properly. Drivers are hardware-dependent and operating system-specific. They usually provide the interrupt handling required for any necessary asynchronous time-dependent hardware interface.
What is device driver? In computing, a device driver is a computer program that operates or controls a particular type of device that is attached to a computer. A driver provides a software interface to hardware devices, enabling operating systems and other computer programs to access hardware functions without needing to know the precise details of the hardware being used. A driver communicates with the device through the computer bus, or communicate subsystem to which the hardware connects. Where a calling program invokes routine in the driver issues commands to the device. Once the device sends data back to the driver may invoke routines in the original calling program. Drivers are hardware-dependent and operating system-specific. They usually provide the interrupt handling required for any necessary as in, asynchronous time-dependent hardware interface. For example, a high-level application for interacting with a serial port may simply have two functions, for send data and receive data. At a lower level, device driver implementing these functions would communicate to a particular serial port controller installed on a user's computer. Because of the diversity of modern hardware and operating systems, drivers operate in many different environments. Driver may interface with printers, video adapters, network cards, sound cards, local buses of various sorts, low-bandwidth I/O buses. Computer storage devices such as hard disk, CD-ROM, and flash disk buses via SATA, or SCSI. Implementing support for different file systems, image scanners and digital cameras. BIOS Basic Input-Output System. Motherboard drivers. Hardware drivers. Virtual device drivers. BIOS, by definition, the most basic computer driver in existence and is designed to be the first program that boots when a PC turns on. The BIOS is stored on memory built into the motherboard and is designed to boot the hardware connected to the PC, including the hard drives, video display output, keyboard and mouse. Motherboard drivers. Motherboard drivers are small programs that are read by either Windows or Linux and allow for basic computer functions while inside the operating system. These drivers normally include programs that allow broadband ports, USB ports and I/O ports for the mouse and keyboard. Depending on the make of the motherboard, the drivers may also have basic drivers for video and audio support. BIOS are not the same as motherboard drivers. Hardware drivers are programs that are designed to allow pieces of computer hardware, such as expansion slots, to function on a computer. Video cards, sound cards, network cards and other expansion cards come with driver disks to ease the installation process of the hardware. Other devices, like certain kinds of digital cameras and MP3 players, have PC drivers programmed into their software for easy use on most makes of personal computers. Virtual device drivers are different than most drivers. Unlike the majority of drivers, which allow pieces of hardware to work with a particular operating system, virtual device drivers emulate a piece of hardware and essentially trick the computer into thinking that it is reading from a piece of actual hardware. A particularly popular use for virtual device drivers is with reading ISO files without having an actual disk, using one of these drivers to emulate a CD or DVD drive.
The default Device Manager screen enables users to work directly in the Properties dialog box of a device and provides information about the device that the hardware and device driver provide. The following is a review of Device Manager features that you can use to explore the available information so that you can configure the driver settings.
How to perform driver updates? Select a category to see names of devices, then right-click the one you'd like to update. Select Search automatically for updated driver software. Select Update Driver. If Windows doesn't find a new driver, you can try looking for one on the device manufacturer's website and follow their instructions. If for an unknown reason, after accessing the system information page and fail to identify your motherboard's Windows manufacturer's name and in the model number, You may download and install CPU-Z apps from the internet to your computer for the complete system specification.
Installation notes. In many cases, if you are using Intel NUC on Windows 10 Pro Edition, you better list down the Ethernet controller driver name on Device Manager page due to operating system bug that deletes the Ethernet controller driver. If that's the case, the available drivers on Intellinet driver support websites does not provide you specific driver for that particular device. You need to go to vendors of the products and ask for Ethernet driver by accessing the Device Manager. If you encounter an error or conflict in the installation of device driver, try updating your OS by accessing the Windows Update page. After downloading and installing device drivers, select the chipset drivers first and restart your system before installing additional drivers on your system.